President Biden's energy actions, the new administration killing the Keystone XL pipeline, and then enacting a 60-day moratorium on oil leasing and drilling permits on federal land. This is part of a slew of executive orders during Biden's first few days in office. Joining me now to discuss the impact of these decisions on the energy sector, former Shell Oil President John Hofmeister. John, great to see you. The Wall Street Journal editorial page over the weekend wrote this: any doubt that the Biden administration plans to slowly regulate fossil fuels out of existence vanished this week. What about the impact? We're finally the world's largest producer of oil, of energy, is a major job creator, high-paying blue-collar jobs. What does this do to those people employed in the energy sector?
Well, in the first instance, it creates a great deal of uncertainty, which is very difficult to manage in a business that requires billions of dollars and years of planning. And so but nobody should be surprised. The Biden campaign telegraphed what they were going to do, and the American people voted for Biden. And so the oil and gas industry has a lot of resilience built into it, fortunately. It has a long history. I think it also has a fairly long future. We're not going to get rid of fossil fuels in a 4-year term or an 8-year term of an administration. It's just not going to happen. What will happen is that the price of oil will go up and the production of U.S. oil will go down. So we help Russia, we help the Middle East, OPEC countries, but the American people cannot shift quickly enough to electric vehicles. There aren't enough of them. We don't have the supply chain built yet for lithium, for example, for batteries. So this is a long, long process, Dagan. But meanwhile, we continue to need petroleum products for so many other applications, from agriculture to clothing to all kinds of other uses that involve medical, pharmaceuticals, and all the plastics that we use in this society. So I don't see the industry disappearing. I do see it adjusting and adapting. Yes, fewer jobs, unfortunately, good paying jobs. But, we went through this with Obama. I think we'll go through it with Biden. But the industry will still survive. The higher price of oil will enable it to do better, which may mean we'd have more capital for the energy transition coming from the oil and gas companies, which means more attention to carbon capture, more attention to cleaner energy. So it's not all bad.
But I just look at them killing the Keystone XL pipeline. That oil will then have to be transported on trucks and rail cars. Again, dangerous and a greater source of pollution or emissions than a pipeline. Or that oil goes overseas to China, which is still building coal-fired power plants. So, again, they don't look at the consequences.
The Keystone cancellation makes no sense for the future good of the American people. And we will pay a price for that. And whether it's train wrecks and oil spills across the prairies of the Midwest, because pipelines are so much safer than rail, or whether it's the refineries on the Gulf Coast not getting that Canadian supply, which they were expecting. Remember, back in the 2012 campaign, President Obama showed up in Cushing, Oklahoma, to promote the Keystone XL pipeline, but then he never approved it. Now we have a new president who cancels it in his first day in office. I'm not surprised that he did that, because he basically said he was going to do it. But you're right, it's a very short-sighted, because we're going to continue to need infrastructure. Even if we don't use gasoline at some point, we still need petroleum for so many other applications, including jet fuel and including, heavy freight. And just like I said before, the petrochemical industry. So oil's not going away. Anyone that thinks it is certainly doesn't understand how the economy works and how science works. And so it's just going to be a struggle, Dagan. We're in for a number of years of struggle while we also work on the next set of alternatives.
Politically, The unions spoke up and were upset about the death of the Keystone XL pipeline. 10,000 jobs just wiped out. So clearly the Biden administration sided with left-wing climate activists instead of the unions. That speaks volumes. John Hofmeister, good to see you. Please come back soon.